Yo, yo, yo. You already know who it is. Price, Rob. Coming to you on a Saturday night we record.
Saturday. Okay.
Usually we don't do this on a Saturday. Usually it's on a Sunday that we record this, but you guys probably gonna get to see us a little early. But with that being said, it is, like I said, Bruh Migos podcast coming to you guys. Remember, like, subscribe, tell your people about us, and don't forget your W code.
Dubby.
Get some W. I done had a shot of W before Rob told me that we was recording this, and it's go time. And on today's show, we got a few things for you guys to talk about. We're going to talk about the preview of the MLB LCS series matchups.
Mm-hmm.
We want to talk Derrick Henry. Is he a top 10 running back? We're going to really get into depth about that. Then we're going to do our weekly NFL check-in. And we're going to talk a little smidget of NBA for you guys. And that's all coming up right here. Bruh Migos podcast. We're going to go ahead and hit the music for him.
Hit
right
that
about.
music on a Saturday.
Damn, Rob.
What up, though?
We got to get into it. We're going to jump right in it. MLB. So, look. It was a lot of you guys who were up on TikTok telling us, and then we read, your brackets are wrong, and we corrected them, and we be wrong on some fronts.
We're not perfect. We're not as perfect as we look.
Exactly. But I must say this, Rob.
What up?
The two teams who I picked to make it to the World Series are still in contention, in the Guardians and the LA Dodgers.
True that.
But so far, this has been kind of a wild postseason, somewhat, with our picks and, things happening. But what do you think about Kansas City getting knocked off by New York, the Guardians advancing against Detroit second round? Like I said, the Mets buzzsaw action. Like I said, they hot. Like I told everybody, that could be wrong, even though I wanted the Phillies to win.
Yep.
They on fire, and the Dodgers advancing past San Diego. So give me your thoughts on everything. Let's go.
So first of all, I want to say rest in peace to my brackets. I pour out my digital 40 for y'all. We were in the arms of an angel. You can sing that to yourselves,
In the arms of the angel.
Exactly.
It's
gone. Meet them at the crossroads. But no, man, this has been a great playoffs. I have been loving it. Like, a lot of energy, especially with these games. I honestly can't wait for these series. Like, basically LA versus the Mets. You got two of the biggest high price teams in all of baseball, but one is the scrappy underdog, which is the Mets, weirdly. But to be honest, my thing has been, and even though they've, had some home runs basically in the series, or Mookie has, but like, this top of the lineup for the Dodgers got to make sure they keep this whole shit going, because it's going to be spooky for them if basically they can't do it. Because, like, Mets have basically been unkillable. We've been talking about this team being a laughingstock, then a great story, laughingstock, then an okay story, laughingstock, and then the NLCS. This is how this team has been all season. And so I think that they can really keep this momentum going. Like, they've been basically being able to get up hits, push, shut down the Phillies really for like 3 straight games.
Yeah, they did.
And it's like, nah, man, the Dodgers need to step the fuck up. And they got to make sure that they step the fuck up, because, hey, I want to see Ohtani in the World Series. He's had a magical couple of years at this point when you talk about the World Baseball Classic up until now. So, man, he's got to do the damn thing. And, like, I want to see him do the damn thing. But the thing about it is, yeah, I want to see how this series goes. I want to see if the Mets can keep it up, what they can do against this formidable ass team. Now, on the other side with the Guardians and the Yankees, I was scared for the Guardians at one point, like today when because I was like, this Tigers team also will not go away, will not die. And so I don't know what to call it. but they made a way. They found a way to basically make it past them. Got a grand slam by former Cardinal Lane Thomas, to basically seal the deal almost. Clase basically didn't give up the draws like he did game one. And so like it worked out for the Guardians. The Yankees also gonna need to come out play. Judge has been shit. Judge, just like with the Dodgers, you gonna have to step up as well, my friend. Like you can't just let this shit go because Cleveland got a great team with great pitchers that can shut their asses down. So I mean, either that bottom of the lineup for the Yankees gonna have to step up and basically, total load along with Soto for the Yankees or Judge. You gonna have to be some superhuman shit, and that's the real deal. So I'm excited for it, dog. What you thinking about it?
I'm so excited. I'm gonna start with that Guardians Yankees. Look, Yankees, this is the time I feel like y'all are gonna do Yankee type shit, and like Rob said, y'all definitely need the bottom of the lineup to step up. Judge, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Like, you getting paid, dog. This is the time to produce. Like,
this is right now.
Like, I'm looking for their wallets to get too heavy. That's literally what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the Yankees wallets to get too heavy and them crap out this round. They got to be wary of the Guardians. They have to be wary of the Guardians. The Guardians are like I said, I had Cleveland playing LA on a bracket, but I had them getting through here a different route. I had them playing Houston. And I also had Baltimore beating Kansas City and beating New York. But what I'll say is this. The Guardians may be the Guardians of the Galaxy if they knock off New York right now. It's true. And if they manage to beat them, I think people are still going to look at New York and say, well, look how far we got. But look how much money you spent to get here. You spent that much money to crap out ALCS. Now, on the other side, I'm going to use a Drake reference. This is scary hours right now, LA.
Yep.
This is scary hours. And the reason I say this is I'm looking at the Mets. I'm looking at Lindor. I'm looking at this team. They're hot. They're buzzsaw. Every sport, it's all about, can I get hot at the right time? And if you get hot, you can cruise through. And right now, with them being on fire, Dodgers, I need y'all to be locked in. Lux, I need you to lock in.
Yep.
I need everybody there. I need Mookie, who's been on his shit. Otani, be on your shit.
Yep.
Everybody has to be on this shit. Freddie, look, you gotta be there.
Yeah.
You gotta
lock
be there for
in.
Everybody has to lock in. It's scary hours against these dudes right now because you could lose.
Yeah.
You could literally lose to them.
Yep.
And they could cut through and go to the World Series. But I got LA. Come on, LA, I got y'all. Yeah, but like I was saying, scary hours for the Dodgers. But I will say this. If you lose, okay, if you lose to the bus, it's okay. It's okay because sometimes you lose. I don't want them to lose. I really don't. I'm not totally okay with them losing to them. But this could be a scary hours type of situation. And if this is a scary hours type of situation and LA was to lose to the Mets, I kind of have to live with it because Lindor getting hot, like that whole team getting hot, it happens in sports. It really does. Do I want to see it happen? Hell no. Because I really want to see Guardians, LA, and I want to see Shohei go out with a ring and end this magnificent 50-50 club year that he's had, and it'll just be amazing, bro. That's what I really want to see. Yeah, but I don't want to see LA lose, but if LA loses, I'm good with it. But I don't want it. I want them to win. I want them to get through this. I want this to be Shohei just signature right off. I won a championship. I made the 50-50 club. I did all of this great stuff. And I was the man. And I won a championship. Him, Betts. That would be the storybook ending, I feel like, for him, for this season.
Same here.
Now come next season, whether he pitch or not, look, I'm cool with it. They got that. Look, we got a championship in the bag. We'll deal with next year.
Right.
But outside of that, I'm excited. This is probably gonna be. I'm not gonna say one of my. Well, it probably will be one of my favorite MLB memories watching this one.
Mm.
If he wins this, it'll definitely write its own script in my mind forever and a day. It really will.
Right.
Now, outside of that, guys, me and Rob had been kind of talking about this a little bit before the show. And it's something that we gotta bring to the attention. It's all NFL. It's straight up, hey, what do you guys think of this? So look, do you guys think Derrick Henry is a top 10 running back of all time now? All time. Of all time. Not just top 10 right now in the league. He's definitely top 10 in the league right now.
Yeah.
But do you think he's a top 10 all-time running back? And Rob, on this one, I'm gonna let you have the floor first before we go back and forth a little. Well, and I'm gonna chime in. We're gonna go back and forth on this one a little bit.
So I did see a question pop on my timeline. It was just like, is Derrick Henry a top 10 running back of all time? And my first inkling was no, like flat out no. And it's kind of weird because it's like, yeah, it's no, but I think it's a little bit of a caveat. So like, or not okay, say caveat, but it's no, but I had to think about it. Because part of me is like, no, it's no. It's a straight up no. His career ain't finished. We got to bring the totality of everything, all that. But then I thought about it. If you look at what he's done and you look at what basically Derrick Henry has been in the league. So let me pull up his stats. So with Derrick Henry, 10,000 yards. He had 10,000 yards this year. So far, he has 99 touchdowns. So he's almost 10,000 yards, 100 rushing touchdowns. He's already had a overall, 100 rushing and receiving touchdowns. And he's thrown for touchdowns as well. But when you look at basically all he's done, one-time All-Pro, one-time Offensive Player of the Year, 2,000-yard season, like the last essentially 2,000-yard rusher, he has done a lot in this league. And when you go back to college, Heisman Trophy winner, like basically yards amongst yards and yards. Basically, he's done that. High school, I think they saw that he ran like 8,000 yards in high school. Like the man has basically been a tank for his entire life. And the fact that he's doing it is kind of like if Kerry Wood basically would have actually like been a Cy Young pitcher. Like if he was basically not just Cy Young pitcher, but a pitcher that pitched in the starting rotation for like more than like a few years. Like this man has had a lot of workload put onto him, and he's basically been flourishing ever since. And so I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Let me go to Pro Football Reference. They have a Hall of Fame monitor that, it's, reconculating. And basically it puts out a, number that basically says, here's what your Hall of Fame monitor should be. Mm-hmm. And it's a score essentially. So like the top of it is Walter Payton with 214. Yeah. Do I think Derrick Henry is better than Walter Payton? Absolutely not. But then there's other names on this list. So I'll roll through like the first few names: Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, LT, LaDainian Thompson, OJ Simpson, Eric Dickerson, and then my absolute favorite, Adrian Peterson. These are the names, and then Marshall Faulk are above the average score, which is 107 of the Hall of Fame monitor. These are true Hall of Fame running backs, best of their craft. Do I think that Derrick Henry is better than any of them? Not really. So these are what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 names. Is Derrick Henry number 10? So let me go through the next name. Terrell Davis. Do I think Derrick Henry is better than Terrell Davis? I'm inclined to think so. Even though also a 2,000-yard rusher, also actual Super Bowl winning MVP running back, short-lived career. He only played about 6 years. Yeah. I'm just saying that like if I was to basically say if I wanted Derrick Henry or Terrell Davis, I would pick Derrick Henry. At least thinking about it. And then there's other names on the list. Adrian James. Is he better than Adrian James? I kind of think so. Like I basically put him over there. there's other names on here. Thurman Thomas, Earl Campbell, Gale Sayers. I'm still thinking that as well. The another name on this list, Marcus Allen. I kind of think Marcus Allen might be a little bit better than Derrick Henry, but that's still a toss up to me. So as we run through these names, like, are there names that are on here where I'm like, is this person unequivocally better, or would I say pick this person over Derrick Henry? It's not a ton of names on here. And so, like, is Derrick Henry a top 10 running back of all time as of right now, October 11th, 12th, whatever day it is, 2024? Nah, but I'm willing to basically put him in there, and I'm kind of thinking he is number 10, arguably number 10. So, like, I'm trying to really focus this and then say, like, it's not the no that it was at the top, but it is not a no completely. It's almost a yes. So what you got on it, bro? Like, what are you thinking?
So here's my problem. I can't give him top 10 of all time. I just can't. Because to me, there's certain parameters that when I look at some of these top 10 dudes, they have a catalog of stuff. Now, granted, some of these guys have MVPs. Some of these guys have Super Bowls. They're high. They're like higher. We're going to say 11,000. Some of them are like 11,000 plus rushers.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
All time. So whenever I think about him getting close to the top 10, me and you kind of talked about this. Okay. Is he better than AP? Okay. So to me, if you say he's not better than AP, that kind of knocks him from the top 10 to me. And my reason is, I know some people might get mad. The reason is this. AP at 12,000 yards.
Yep.
3-time rushing leader. 2-time NFL touchdown leader. NFL record, single game, 296. Okay. Then he was an NFL MVP. 7-time Pro Bowl selection, 4-time first team. Okay. That's AP. And some people may say AP is a top 10.
Right.
Okay. So once you look at him, there's one name that a lot of people throw in the top 10. He had a super short career. That was Bo Jackson. Well, let's remove Bo. And if you put AP in that top 10 with like him, OJ, Tony Dorsett, Earl Campbell, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, LT, Gale Sayers, Walter Payton, and Jim Brown, you gotta have some shit to step into that top 10 room right there.
That's true.
Jim Brown is the fucking godfather of a lot
damn
of
man.
Yeah. Jim Brown, 1-time NFL champion, 3-time MVP, voted 9-time Pro Bowl, 8 of them was first team. He led the league 8 times in yards and 5 times in touchdowns. 12,000 plus yards, 106 rushing touchdowns, 20 receiving, and he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And let's not even talk about the man that outside of football. He's the godfather of the running back. So, with that being said, you look at him, Walter Payton, you look at Barry, Gale Sayers. I don't think he's in that room. Now, some people will say, well, look at Sayers. He's like not even 5,000 yards. Go back and watch Gale Sayers. Go back and watch Gale Sayers and think about 1965 to 1971 and watch him do his thing. Just go back and watch it. Yeah. He was transcendent for that time. Bo Jackson, freakish athlete.
Yep.
And he was a 2-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Okay? Him, Dion, they were the rare 2-sport athletes. LT, I'm going to say this. When I speak on LT, I feel like a lot of you motherfuckers don't give LT enough credit, okay? Y'all don't. Y'all do not give LT enough credit, bro. He was an MVP. He was voted Pro Bowl 5 times. 3 of them was first team. He had 13,600 yards. Most touchdowns and rushing touchdowns in the season, 28. Okay, so you damn near getting closer to a game. Okay, people don't put enough respect on his name. Okay, Eric Dickerson, another level worldly rushing right there. Just record for most in the season, 2105. The man was incredible. Is Derrick Henry gonna be all decade? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
To me in this decade, it's only him and Shady. That's it. That's the only two I think about in this decade. And it's a couple things that if we gonna talk resume wise, and when I look at shit, Shady got a couple rings. Now, granted, you can say who he won them with. He won it with Patrick Mahomes, but he put in on them rings, all right?
Yep.
It ain't like he showed up, man. He ain't do shit.
He was a dog. Like, in his day, like, Shady McCoy was a fucking dog.
Yeah, bro. Don't. Whenever I think about this, and whenever you brought this topic to me, I was like, I see where Rob coming from, but whenever people say Derrick Henry is top 10 all time, he don't have it. Now, is he best of this decade? Him and Shady, hands down. It's them two. And if any of y'all ever threw out Ezekiel Elliott's name, I'm kicking you. I'm letting you know right now. I'm kicking you. Because I know that it's going to be somebody who's going to bring up a ridiculous person like, what about how good Zeke was? He's not all decade, bro.
And that's the St. Louis cat. You know how I feel about St. Louis cats, dog. Like, I can't do it.
But it's gonna be somebody in the comment section, especially on TikTok, that's gonna say something ridiculous. Like, what about this person? No.
What the fuck about him?
Yeah, would running backs. Whenever I think about running backs that blew my mind to watch, Shady was just so elusive. And Derrick Henry is such a bulldozer that I'd have to give him all decade. You know, he's not top 10. Nah, don't get me wrong. If he was to come out here and let's say he was to play, let's say 5 more seasons and get into that 12, 13,000 yard area, I'd be like, all right. And let's say he got that and a ring up on them. I'll be like, all right, bro, we need to reconvene this conversation again because his accolades are stacking up there now. He's looking like he's entering that, hey, let me knock Bo to the side, you know? Because to be honest, that's one of the only things AP didn't get was a ring. That's it. AP is literally missing a ring. If AP has a ring, he might be trying to push in them for top 10 easy. He could tell you, hey, Bo, great athlete, I need you to sit down, Bo. You need to sit down for me. Let me get that spot.
Like ask that position up.
Yeah. And AP was a dog, bro. AP was a dog. AP used to drag.
I love Adrian Peterson. Yeah. Yeah.
But Derrick Henry, I look at him as a freakish athlete that's freakishly strong at running back spot, and you can't. You know what he reminds me of?
What's good?
If Brandon Jacobs had like a huge blowout career and stayed as healthy and as strong as him, he's the Superman version of Brandon Jacobs.
Yeah, if he was actually worth a damn.
Yeah, I'm telling you. If Brandon Jacobs had that type of dedication and was on it, he could have been like, I ain't gonna say quite Derrick Henry, but he would have been more like a Derrick Henry as running back. They're not avoiding nobody. Shit, you gotta worry about them trying to put their shoe on your chest as he tramples by you. That's what you worried about at that point. But him being top 10 all time, nah, though. Nah. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe we'll have this, conversation in a few years, and he may still be playing, and we'll discuss that again.
When we on syndicated TV, and basically, we get that money when these networks start basically investing into the Bramigos dynasty.
Look, ESPN, you bring in Cam on one day a week. You could bring me and Rob 3 days a week for what you about to pay him. Probably. Go ahead, bring us in. We good. We'll be there.
I could dress the fuck out in some really weird ass suits.
Hell yeah. But get up there. Now we ain't gonna have a hat through the hair and all that shit, but
But you never say never.
We got you though, dog. We got you though. Nah. We gotta talk a little bit more NFL with you guys. So we're gonna call we're gonna do what I like to call a little weekly NFL check. And we're gonna talk about who we feel should be worried. Who is him and them? Who could fall off and who may need to be traded ASAP. And Rob, go ahead. Do you want to start NFC or AFC?
Let's go AFC.
Okay, AFC. We're going to start in the East and work our way down. Bills.
I think they got it. I think the thing is they have, even though they're 3-2, they've seen like one of the best teams in the league. I mean, granted, one of those games is a really nice loss to the Baltimore Ravens, but like, this is one of the best teams in football. Like, they are formidable, like up and down. Like, I was questioning how good they'd be without Stephon Diggs. They haven't really skipped much of a beat. So like, yeah, they are him, I would say, for sure. Like, when it comes to, like other teams within the AFC, Houston is like, it's kind of weird. Like, they've given up more points than they've scored. They're 4-1, but it's just like, it's almost a flimsy 4-1. And, granted, their one came to my Minnesota Football Vikings, but thing is like, they have not played as well as that roster is constructed, from what I'd say. And now with Nico Collins basically going to be out for a little minute, they're going to get Joe Mixon back, but like, how well are they going to basically play without Nico Collins? Like, I don't know. And so, yeah, like that, those are two good teams that are in the AFC. Granted, there's other teams that we're going to talk about, but yeah, those are the teams I can say that are formidable in the AFC.
Okay, so you're forgetting about one, the Chiefs. Very formidable, 5-0. Even though they've played kind of rocky right now, I think that they're going to right the ship. Okay, at 5-0. Okay,
I get a feeling. Go ahead.
What's your feeling? What's your feeling?
They are 5-0. They're absolutely 5-0. But something about Mahomes' plan is like, it ain't there. And I mean, they lost Rashee Rice. They don't have Hollywood Brown. They're still trying to figure out how they're really going to play with Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce is not playing too big. Like, he's not playing like the offensive threat of what he used to be. They haven't had Isaiah Pacheco for most of the season. So they don't have really great running game. How much is that defense really going to carry them? Granted, their schedule isn't too hard for the rest of the season. Like, a lot of, games against Denver, or a bunch of games against Denver and LA and Raiders, like, but they ain't really got they're losing people. And Mahomes has not been that dude this year. He's made a way, he's done his thing, but he hasn't been the dude that we've seen. And maybe the pressure of them three-peating is really get to them, especially with their injury woes. I see them as falling off, bro. Like, I see them as them coming down the stretch because of all the different factors that's going into them.
So this is what I'm going to say about you saying that they're them. I'm going to keep them him until they lose. And if it's a severely bad loss, or it's a loss that I feel like could have been prevented, then I'm going to say, hey, we need to figure out what's going on. But one thing I think is that's messing them up is this. I think that they came in this year wanting to throw the ball through the air a lot.
Right.
And then your targets went down.
Right.
And like I said, you never know what can go wrong with sports. But this is where I will say this. If there ever was a move for a team to make, this is you going to get Devontae Adams right now.
Absolutely.
You got that dude behind center who is immaculate with his arm, okay?
Yep.
But he's going to need somebody else to throw to. And I hate to say it, Travis Kelce, I feel like he's on it. I feel like he's starting to mentally check out. Okay? And I'm not going to blame Taylor Swift, but I will say this. I think he's mentally checking out, and it's soon going to be time for him to go be with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? He may not want to hear that, but I'm going to say that. It's soon going to be time for him to go be with his brother, go do the podcast. It looked like you have more fun on that podcast right now, and you're not enjoying football like you once enjoyed football. You're not out there playing your heart out.
Which is fine because think about what he's done. He's won the Super Bowl, 3 of the last 4 years.
Exactly.
He's dating the biggest pop star in the world right now. Him and his brother basically are one of the top sports podcasts out. Yeah, man, it's only right for him to be like, I gotta look at what my everlasting life is. This gridiron ain't the everlasting life what it could be. I gotta look at what's next. And so, no, man, it only makes sense for him to look at what's coming next.
I'm fine with if he was to say he wanted to retire next year, I'm fine with that. I think the Chiefs can move on and they'll be fine. As long as you got goddamn 15 back, he'll figure out if you give him enough. He's like a chef. He'll make this dish work. Just give him some good ingredients. Now, other teams that I've been looking at, all right, I got to talk about a few of you losers here. I'm going to start with the Dolphins, okay? Dolphins, I want you to hear me and Rob out, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's a team in the AFC North that is holding on to a quarterback for ransom right now. If it was ever the time to negotiate, and I know y'all saying Tua's coming back, but damn it, it can't be trusted right
for
now.
what? How long and at what cost?
Exactly. I'm going to say this, Miami. Go make the trade with the Steelers.
Yeah.
Go do it right now.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, if you wait too long, Tua is that. He's that away from y'all not having him. I'd let him take the whole year off, bring in Russell. Russ is on 1 year. You ain't got to bring him in. Make the trade. You either doing one or two things. One, I'm getting a guy that may be here for another couple years and put me in playoff contention. Or two, he's at least going to let my starting quarterback that I put all this money in rest for the rest of the year.
Right.
It's up to y'all. But make the trade. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it now.
Don't hesitate. I know the Steelers got him over there in purgatory, not wanting to play him because of Justin Fields, which that shit may come back to bite them in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
But don't let them hold on to him too long, okay? Because you don't want him to dictate his next landing spot and it be a really good landing spot for him before he can help you.
Right.
Okay? Don't let him do it because he'll do it. He will do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Any man that negotiated his way into Sierra's life, I'd be afraid of him. Okay? He knows what to say at this point in his life. He pull her, he knows how to talk to people. So that means you need
unlimited.
Exactly. So that means you need to talk to him now before he starts talking. Browns, I don't even know what to tell y'all, dog.
God don't like ugly?
God don't like ugly. God must not like the Browns, cuz like it gotta be so. I don't know. I look at them and I've listened to analysts say, hey, it's because Deshaun Watson ain't running the offense like he was in Texas. It ain't the same style of Clemson. Look, if it's the offense, then y'all need to just change that shit now if that's what it really is.
Right.
But me personally, I think it's that he, in a way, doesn't want to be a Brown. I just think he didn't want to be in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's a Brown.
Yep.
And he doesn't really want to be a Brown.
Nope.
Because come on now, who really want to be a Brown? You know,
yeah, that man got the offer he couldn't refuse and has basically been the fucking horse head on the pillow.
Yeah, you know, Rob, you know, like I know, we couldn't turn out 5 years, 230.
230 guaranteed.
It might not be so, because look, you know that you, and anybody who's out there watching it, you know if you get something in an offer that you really want, you convince yourself to go. You tell yourself, well, maybe it ain't so bad.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is right there. It's the Midwest, so I'll be in the Central Time Zone, so it ain't like too bad. You know, like
talk yourself into that shit and you take it. And I think that's what he did over there, and he wasn't thinking.
Nope.
He just wasn't.
No.
Now, another team that to me has a definite red flag, even though I'm going to hit the panic button on them early, Cincinnati. I'm slapping the panic button for a couple reasons, okay? So what the fuck going on, Cincinnati? we getting everybody back. What's going on?
Dope.
I'm looking around the room right now and I'm like, okay, he's here. He's here.
He wants his money.
He's here. Okay, this motherfucker want money though. And this, okay, so you have an issue. Okay. And I feel like y'all that little dog in that meme. The house is burning down and you like, everything is okay.
Okay.
And
this is
everything
fine.
is on fire. And nobody's panicking. I'm panicking.
Yeah.
I'm panicking.
Yeah.
You need to be panicking.
It's time to panic.
You know what, bro? They haven't been right since they made that journey to like the Super Bowl and then they got smacked up the next year by Mahomes. They ain't been right since then.
That's true.
They just haven't been right. Mahomes, I'm telling you, Mahomes will beat the greatness about it. I feel like if you play him at your hardest and he wins, it's like he just hits the button and he's like, give me your greatness. He's like a monster stealing people's talent sometimes. And I feel like he done stole Joe Burrow and them talent whenever they see him. And it's like, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shit, you got to think about it. Philly, the Bengals, San Francisco, I mean, been kind of going back and forth. Like, yeah, it might be something to that.
Bro, I'm telling you, after he beat, matter of fact, we're going to jump over there, matter of fact, to the NFC, NFC right now.
It's a good segue.
We can start with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, what the hell happened to you?
Panic, my brother, panic.
Saquon is playing very, 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 very good. And it's like Jalen Hurts cannot get it together to save his life right. And the crazy part is, whenever I looked at the NFCs, I said, well, there's only two teams that could come out on top. And that was the Cowboys and the Eagles. And the Commanders are on top.
Jalen Daniels. Go Tigers. Go Tigers.
Yeah, go Tigers. The LSU is winning over them. And it's crazy. Now, New York Giants, I wasn't expecting nothing, y'all. Anyways,
poopy poop poop poop.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm keeping real with y'all, dog. Like I don't even expect much about it, yo. I
mean, y'all, you know, prepare for Shador. That's really all it is at this point.
Probably so. And the Cowboys, look. Y'all had a decent victory. I'm gonna say a well fought victory against the Steelers.
Yep. Okay. On the road, everything.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. But to say, if I would have told you, Rob, whenever we did our NFL preview, and I would have said, Rob, by week 5 in the NFL, Commanders would be 4-1, and the Eagles would be fighting for their life at 2-2. You would have laughed in my face, and you'd have been like, bro, you smoking something, bro. Leave it alone.
Absolutely.
And here we are, week 5, and the Commanders are 4-1, and the Eagles are 2-2. Cowboys 3-2, and the Giants are doing giant things. They're 2-3, and they're winning. And I hate to say it, the Commanders. I don't know about you. I watched the Commanders for the past 2 weeks. Each week they're getting better.
They good. And I want to be skeptical about them because of Jaden Daniels being, you know, rookie quarterback. Dan Quinn, granted, he's been a head coach before, but this is his first year with the team. Cliff Kingsbury, you know, wash out from the, you know, Cardinals. Yep. Basically his first year with the team. Like, I want to be skeptical about these folks, but they've been doing the damn thing against these teams that we had coming into the season being good. The Bengals, what was it? I think they beat Tampa Bay. I want to say, like,
look, they first 5 games, they beat the Patriots 20-0. They lost to the Bucks 37-20, but then after that, they beat the Giants 21-18. They beat the Bengals 38-33 in the shootout. Mm-hmm. Then they steamrolled. Well, no, the Patriots Commanders was preseason. They lost to
Tampa Bay for week 1
opening week. Then you went Giants 21-18, Bengals 38-33. You steamrolled the hell out of the Cardinals, and then you steamrolled the Browns back to back
Right.
42-14 and then 34-13. And then they playing the Ravens tomorrow.
Which is going
I gotta watch this shit.
That's gonna be the litmus test. That's gonna be the one where it's like, okay, how good are you against this professional defense? I'm granted the Browns have got a good defense too, but how are you gonna do when you got to duel against somebody that is of your stature when it comes to Lamar Jackson as a running quarterback? And how are you gonna be able to duel against a defense that's got Kyle Hamilton, that's got Roquan Smith, that's got all these cats that have been here for a minute and can basically play their ass off? What are you going to do against this actual formidable team?
So I'm going to say this. If he come in there and hold his own and they either A, get a victory, or B, keep this game really close and it comes down to the wire, next year you got to watch out for them even more.
Absolutely.
Because that team is young and that team is going to be here to stay if they do really well. And that's dangerous.
They are another wide receiver away, and they could get that in the draft easy.
Yes. That it could happen in a draft. It could happen via trade. I know this much.
It could be Devontae Adams.
Yep, it could be Devontae Adams. The Commanders are very dangerous right now. Cowboys, I don't know. I feel like y'all trying to get it together, but it's too much misconception going on there. And then as I go further down, NFC West, I'm looking at the 49ers. Injury riddled.
Yep.
Trying to get it together. And like I like to say, Brock Purdy is the highest of the highest level game manager that you can get.
Mm-hmm.
He just ain't figured out how to be a star.
Yep.
If he can figure out how to be a star, he'll help you win games. But until he figures that out, he's not really much use. Seahawks, I figure they're going to get 10 wins with Geno. 10 wins, maybe a little bit better. Yeah. Cardinals, I'm going to say this. Marvin Harrison Jr., calling you out, bro.
Mm.
I'm calling you out due to the fact that you were supposed to be the piece that helped Kyler Murray get over. And I don't know if you guys have watched him. He is failing to get open one-on-one. They are hurting him. They are hurting him.
Him only. Don't. Yeah. He is on the field, is in a professional manner that we are speaking about Marvin Harrison Jr. We are not speaking about him in any other disparaging way, in any way possible. He is probably a great human being, along with his father, who also should be named nameless, but also is probably a great human being. As a disclaimer, we need to talk about that, and that's what we need to say.
Yeah, but he got to do better, bro. He was brought in to be that number one. He has to do better in Arizona because Michael Wilson has been more of a number one for Kyler Murray in the past couple weeks than Marvin Harrison has been. I don't know what's going on, but that has to be rectified immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately. Rams, I don't even watch y'all because
they've been hurt. I mean, Cubs been hurt. Puka been hurt. They've been trying.
So much hurt over them that it hurts me to watch them try.
It's only a matter of time before Kyron Williams get hurt. So
yeah, it really is. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and let him gloat right now because I'm gonna go ahead and say this: Vikings are 5-0.
Are we?
Yeah, y'all 5-0.
They know that.
Yeah, and they
5.
Y'all have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
They out there doing their thing. Y'all pull one out against the Packers that was close. Y'all beat Aaron Rodgers, Rudy Poo ass. Y'all steamroll the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all beat the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just completely smashed off on the Vikings week 1. Y'all are on a road. Y'all are on a very, very, very good roll. And we won't see y'all again in action till the 20th, which is not this Sunday, but after y'all gonna face the Lions. We're gonna see how y'all do after this week's bye. Y'all been playing some top-notch football. I will not lie. Yes, y'all have. I will not lie. Lions, they're looking pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie. 3-1. Bears, surprisingly enough, y'all are 3-2. But with that being said, that last victory was literally the Carolina Panthers, though. I don't even look. Carolina, you know David Tepper. I have a disdain for you that I cannot get over, because I feel like you're the one owner that has his hands on his hips, and he's like, when are they gonna make me more money? And that's all I feel like. You're probably a great guy. I'm not even gonna lie, you're probably a great guy. Clearly my other co-host doesn't think so, so
Yep.
But I just feel like something is going wrong with y'all over there. Green Bay, 3-2, not bad. I feel like they're gonna eventually get it together. Jordan Love has been solid. I feel like he's still in that maturation process as he goes along. Falcons. Okay, so look, this is the part where y'all will hardly ever, but you will hear me pray on another man's downfall. Okay? I just need you to get hurt, Kurt. I don't want you to be fucked up for long. Okay? I just need you to get hurt. I want to look. Hear me out, Rob. Hear me out. I want to see Michael Penix Jr. play. Okay? I just do.
Okay.
And that's me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kurt. Stub your toe. Be out for like a week or two. Come back in 2 weeks. Just something like. I just want to see it. Because at first, go ahead. Good.
No. I'm gonna actually let you finish because I got something. I got a thought.
Because at first it was like you were adjusting to the offense, and I understand that. And it's like, okay, cool. But then it's like, damn, I wonder how Michael Penix Jr. would be in this offense. And it's bothering me, dog. It's bothering the living shit up out of me, Rob, to try to figure out how he would be in this offense. And Kurt, Rob was kind of glad to get rid of you. Okay,
not wrong.
Yeah, don't ever let him lie to you. He might have appreciated what you did, but he was ready to get rid of you.
Yeah.
It just so happened he fell into having an ace in the hole of a backup and a good first round draft pick, and he was like, you can leave, Kurt. We be all right.
Toodles.
But I just want to watch Michael Penix Jr., dog.
So let's can we put on as a class put on our tinfoil do-rags?
I'm with it.
What if, because we're talking about trades, what if Miami was just so happened to get out of their deal with Tua? Whatever happened, whatever it is, maybe there's an injury clause or whatever. With Mike McDaniel being a Kyle Shanahan disciple.
Right.
With Kyle Shanahan wanting Kirk Cousins for the absolute longest. Kirk Cousins, Miami Dolphins. What does that sound like to you?
Sound like Mike Penix Jr. getting a start over there in Atlanta. That's what it sounds like.
And the Miami Dolphins get, granted, not the most durable quarterback to basically be the successor to Tua, but somebody that has been a member of that disciple tree, granted not of Mike McDaniel, but of Kyle Shanahan, and that could basically get something out of Ty Hill and Jalen Waddle. I'm just saying maybe that is a possibility, because I know his contract's got like, I think, a potential out for like the year after next. So I mean, he could be a rental for something that, whatever comes in next. I'm just thinking as far as like possibilities. I don't think that is likely, but a possibility I think would be interesting. I think the bigger possibility is Russ going to Miami, but I don't see
that's a way bigger possibility.
Kirk going to Miami is something that I will just say.
Now, it's two more teams I want to touch on. Bucks. The Bucks have surprised me. Baker Mayfield has shown me that he can really throw the ball, and he's a gamer. He's a gamer for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the last game. He was watching Mike Tyson clips before the game.
Yeah.
Dog was getting ready.
Yeah.
I was like, any man who's watching Mike Tyson clips, he's ready to ball. And the Bucks, I like the direction that the Bucks are going. They're going to need some more wide receivers, because Mike Evans, I think, is going to be on his way out and stuff like that.
Right.
But they're in a solid position. Now, last team I do want to talk about, because the Panthers, I don't even really want to talk about y'all. Like, it's just a shit show there. So I don't really want to talk about you. But I want to talk about the Saints. Carr goes down, Spencer Rattler's in. Okay. So for tomorrow, my eyes will be on that game. Because Derek Carr is like one of the most flimsy quarterbacks that you can have. He's made out of paper mache and bones. And then B, I think Spencer Rattler is going to be A, more durable. B, I feel like he's going to pump more energy into the Saints offense. And C, I really do feel like that's what the Saints need at this point to get them going. Because Derek Carr showed you if it is deep bomb or bust with him, he doesn't have. I feel like he's another one of those quarterbacks. He knows his progressions to a certain extent, but I want to shoot this bitch down the field and get off the field as quick as possible. And it's like, learn to Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes your way down the field. Okay?
Yep. Matriculate.
Matriculate your way down there. Get this score. Or at least get us there. We can get a field goal or we get a touchdown. And learn to work the offense. And I feel like even after all these years, he hasn't learned that just yet. He hasn't picked up on that. He kind of has it, but doesn't really have it. But Spencer Rattler for the Saints tomorrow, I feel like he's going to be lightning in the bottle.
Yep.
I just feel it. I can
see that.
In my bones. I feel like he's lightning in the bottle for New Orleans tomorrow. I think the Big Easy is going to be rocking tomorrow. I think they're going to be rocking tomorrow. And it's mainly two reasons. Why? They play the Bucks, which is going to be a division game.
Right.
And I think this is going to be his time that he's going to say, I'm about to show you why you want me instead of Derek Carr out there. And Saints, if he goes out there and wins, and then you guys play the Broncos and he wins again, you need to leave him out there. Don't worry about Derek Carr. Matter of fact, if you want, send Derek Carr to Miami.
Honestly, that's not a bad move. Not a bad thing to happen.
Send him to Miami, dog. Get something about his ass. You know, you just make it work for you. Make it work. And I don't know, that's now, with that being said, who do you think? Two things. I know we said we feel like the Chiefs could fall off. Okay. Outside of Russ being traded, okay, where do you think Devontae Adams can really land? Like, realistically.
Legitimately?
Yeah, not his demands of where he wants to go. Where do you think he can realistically land? And what makes sense? Because I know the places I have that I feel like make sense. And some people are going to be like, well, you pulling for this team. No, these places make sense. But where do you think he can make sense versus where he wants to go?
Buffalo would be a good place to make sense. I don't think that they'll go too much after him, because I think that they're good with what they have with Keon Coleman and Khalil Shakir. The Baltimore is another good place that could use him, like as far as, you know, somebody that could opposite Zay Flowers in that offense. I think that would be a good place for him. Other than that, Kansas City actually could really use him the absolute most. Just to have just somebody else to let Xavier Worthy basically find his way into the league. Because, I mean, it seems like with that offense, because even Rashee Rice took some time to basically get comfortable within the offense, but like to get really comfortable being opposite of Devontae Adams and having all that pressure go to him, I think would be probably, you know, apropos. And then the Commanders. I mean, Devontae Adams and Scary Terry is hell for a defensive coordinator to go through, because of how well that deep ball is. And granted, Devontae Adams isn't the same exact Devontae Adams as he was in the past, but he is still probably one of the best wide receivers in the league still. And so having that being, you know, something that you got to basically go against is crazy. The one thing that will make me laugh the most is probably the Packers, you know, especially because Adams will basically be going to, you know, where he started out, but to basically be with the backup, the guy that they brought in, you know, to basically, you know, replace Aaron Rodgers, being with him and basically showing out with him. But him basically oppositing Jaden Reed, Romeo Dobbs, and all that, and the Christian Watson that may or may not play. Like, I think that would actually be the most interesting for him to basically go back home, and I think that's something that they need to actually really look at.
I think the two that intrigue me the most, the Kansas City move, because Pat needs somebody else, and the Washington move.
Yeah.
If he gets to Washington, I'm already calling it Jaden Daniels Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yep. Yep.
I'm standing on that shit.
Yep.
If he gets there, whoo.
Absolutely.
The boy can throw.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
He can put it there for you.
Mm-hmm.
He can put it there, and him across from McLaughlin. Oh man,
dog. That's what I'm saying. Like, that would be. You don't really need too much more after that. Like you said, you got Brian Robinson. Yes, you got Austin Eckler. You don't really need more outside of Devontae Adams and fucking Scary Terry, dog. Like, that's woo.
And due to the fact, if he did fall to Kansas City, the cool thing is, let's say he falls to Kansas City.
Right.
I don't know if we have an official timetable on Rashid Rice. I forgot if it was.
They're saying I'm hearing anything from season ending to just on the IR. We'll see. So
it's two ways this plays out for you. You link up with Pat. You become the number one. You help out Juju and Worthy. More so Worthy than Juju, because I feel like Juju hasn't ever taken much more steps. Maybe he might. He hasn't taken many more steps from where he was. Maybe he might if you bring in a Devontae Adams. But if you bring in a Devontae Adams, you're gonna let Worthy get acclimated with him. Kareem Hunt is still decent in the backfield. He has helped pick up their running game a good bit to me. But if you get Devontae and Xavier Worthy, Pat actually has another really good possession receiver versus Travis. Like I said, I feel like Travis is falling off. I think Travis is seeing what his brother is living, and now he's ready for that. I really do feel like that. I feel like he's ready to do what Jason is doing, and Jason is the cheery guy. He ain't got to do this no more and everything. He's living his life. Okay?
Right.
Now, with that being said, bringing in Devontae across from Xavier, it could be something world burning, because you're gonna have to double Devontae.
Yeah.
And then you can't exactly leave Travis, even though he's not playing at his best. And I feel like that's gonna open it up for Xavier, because if you ever watch Xavier run, it's like watching Speedy Gonzalez take off in a football uniform, though. He'll start, and you'll be like, I'm gonna cut this little motherfucker off. And then he, boom, and you like, he was just right here.
I just saw him.
Yeah. And I swear, you go to the sideline saying, Coach, I just seen, he was right there. And I was about to grab. I don't even know what happened, Coach. My eyes got blurry and my mask fogged up. And I didn't make the tackle. And it's just the fact that he's fast. He's that fast. And I feel like that would open it up, and that would let him hopefully develop into that Tyreek-esque receiver that you had, at least speed-wise. Because he can catch. He just has to get open. And I will say this. He got to put a little bit more weight on it. He got to put a little bit more weight on it, because he's very small to say he's that size. Because Tyreek has some muscle to him. Tyreek is short, but Tyreek is very muscular.
Right.
And Xavier needs that. And that's going to take him a season or two to put on. But if he can develop like that across from like a Devontae Adams, and let's say in a year or two, Devontae's out, Rice comes back, and you have Rice, and you have Worthy on that level. Like I said, my homeboy could be here for a while. He could legit be here for a while. And that would be a great thing. That really would be a great thing. Now, we do have to talk about a few more things before we get up out of here. Okay? We got to talk to you guys a little bit about the NBA. Okay? because we know it's underway right now.
Preseason.
Preseason is underway. We had some off-season moves. We did talk about Cat, but let's kind of just give you guys a little bit more of an overview of what's going on. Okay, so off-season big moves. One of the biggest ones we talked about it. It was Cat, Julius Randle being tossed around. They being flip-flop swap. To me, it's not. It didn't affect the landscape a lot, but it affected it enough. Okay, it definitely affected it enough. Now, since the NBA has been rolling right now, so far, how do you think? Well, better yet, who are you picking so far after some of the major trades? Paul George went early in the offseason. He went to Philly. How do you feel, or who do you feel is going to be the challengers, coming out of the West, coming out of the East? Who do you think is going to be looking nice? Who's going to be returning? Who do you think is going to be falling off?
So when we look at offseason moves, I think the two that I'm really looking at right now, Alex Caruso and Isaiah Hartenstein to the OKC Thunder. Those are two of the biggest moves that happened this offseason, especially when you got such a young team in the Thunder last year with so much talent. Now you're adding vets that basically have played fairly well and actually, play really well. I think now you basically got more of a solid core that can really go deeper in the playoffs. That's the one where I'm like, oh shit, that this could be the Western Conference representative in the finals. That's with Shea basically comes back and plays great. Chet comes back and plays great. The J. Will twins basically come back and play great. This can be a formidable team that can basically knock off the Nuggets, knock off, whatever team in the West that basically you could think of. I think this is one of those big deals that I really sought after, or it's really looked at.
So in the West, I'll say this: it's the move that I don't feel like a lot of people think that it may have made a big difference, but I feel like it's going to make a big difference. And that's talking about my New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say this: a lot of people are sleeping on this trade. Okay, a lot of people don't think, hey, them acquiring one person, how much of a difference does it make? Okay, I'm explaining to you how much of a difference this makes for DeJounte Murray.
Mm-hmm.
DeJounte Murray is a two-way guard. He can go get a bucket. He can facilitate if need be, and he's a defender. He's a high motor defender. Okay, he can take your best guard. He can guard your best guard on the night. Okay, sometimes he can even grab you wing. Okay, now the other factor to that is my boy Zion losing weight and him playing 70+ games last year. Okay, you don't realize until he cleared the 70 mark that he really did good.
Yep.
So with him losing weight, and I feel like him being more available now, I have so many high hopes for BI to get right.
Mm-hmm.
And if BI is right, I feel like the Pelicans are going to make noise. He played, once Zion hit 70 games last year, I said, okay, he's hit the mark. To me, that's the most important mark for him to hit game-wise. Now we just have to work on being even more available come playoff time.
Yep.
If he's available, BI can get his stuff together. Herb Jones is a great two-way guy. He can shoot the three. He can defend. I think we might make some noise. I'm not going to say that we're going to be the guys that we're going to the Western Conference Finals, but I feel like we're going to upset someone at some point, and it's going to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make a big difference. Now, when I look at the East, I'm going to say this. I feel like everything went right for Boston last year.
Mm-hmm.
The right people went down at the right times to where they didn't have to go against too much, and they walked their way to the finals, right? Now, here's the flip side to that. How much will Cat impact New York? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm looking at, okay, how much will PG affect Philly? Because now Philly has a consistent 3-and-D wing that you're putting next to Embiid, you're putting next to Maxey. Well, now that makes a difference. And then I look at a team like the Heat. I feel like the Heat are more so on the decline. They were on an uptick for a while, and now they're on the decline. And this is kind of sort of bad. Not everybody may say that they're on the decline, but I feel like they're on the decline right now. And Indiana is a young team on the uptick. Another young team on the uptick that many people may not want to admit to is Orlando.
Yep.
Orlando is definitely on the uptick. With Pablo, Franz Wagner, and them, you have to watch out for them. This basketball season is going to be super interesting in so many dynamics of what's going to happen, who's down, who's up. Hell, I thought Atlanta might give up on Trae Young and just completely restart, let him go somewhere else. I don't know where, but I thought he might end up somewhere else. And not to even bounce back and forth, but have you seen James Harden? I'm going to say this. James Harden is probably in the best shape of his life since he's been in Houston, bro.
How many times have we said that, though?
No. Hold on. I got fairness. I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this.
Okay.
I watched him play. He looked like he done got his first step back. It looked like he done worked off them damn dozens and dozens of Dunkin' Donuts that he put on last year. And
I feel like we on team 4 of, hey, James Harden has looked in the best shape of his life.
Yeah, well, he looks in really good shape, way compared to what he's been the past couple of years.
Okay.
And I like what I heard from Kawhi, but I had one issue with what Kawhi said. Kawhi was like, availability is what he's trying to work on, okay?
No shit. That's his only problem.
Whenever he said that, I was like, okay. But the thing is, we're going to need you to be available.
Right.
You have to be healthy. Now, people like Norman Powell and them feel like because PG left his next man up, they get a chance to prove themselves, which they could be correct. You never know. It might be a sleeper in the waiting over there. PJ Tucker did lead the team. He went away. It could work out for them. I just don't know. Because like you said, we have said James Harden looks like he's in the best shape of his life. We've said this like 4 times now. And the real elephant in the room that's not an elephant in the room, and I just don't believe in him, is Ben Simmons.
Absolutely not.
I just don't believe him. I just don't, guys. Like, Ben Simmons he can train all he wants. He's on his usual timeline of repeating stuff. He looks good training right now, and then come the season, he gonna get hurt, and then we're not gonna see him for another season.
Yep, all 4-5 games that we saw Ben Simmons. Yep, he looked like okay.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
Maybe he proves us wrong this year,
or maybe we've been right the 1,000th time.
Yeah, maybe we've been right 1,000 times. Maybe we've been right just 1,000 times again. But I don't believe him. I don't. But I will say this. Coming out of the West right now, I do agree with you. OKC looks like the team. They're going to be the team that's going to be pressing buttons. Okay? The West is going to be a shootout as usual. It's OK Corral every year in the West. Everybody got their guns drawn. Everybody shooting at each other. It's just which one of y'all is getting knocked out first, okay?
Yeah.
Who's going to take too many hits and go out first? It's going to be crazy because San Antonio it look like they might try to knock around. Young Houston team might improve this year. Clippers are still there. OKC is there. Phoenix is still there. Like I said, the Pelicans are there. Minnesota's in the mix. Golden State is still somewhat in the mix in there because you can't leave out Steph. Dallas is in the mix. Denver is in the mix. Utah even got a hat in the ring. The one team I kind of count out with a vet is Los Angeles because, yeah, you got LeBron James, but you've been out of there the past few years, and
yep,
you starting Bronny. I don't know if Bronny's gonna be made for this right now.
Yeah. I don't even know if Bronny. I think Bronny starts off with the team, but he gets down to, wherever they play, whatever the G League team, not soon after.
Yeah, and then we not even throwing in the factor of Mr. Always Damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Like
all day to day.
Yeah, because we know at some point it's gonna be something that he's gonna go down with. We don't know what, whether it be the hamstring, the knee, the foot, the ankle, the eyebrow, whatever it might be, but he gonna go down with something. It's guaranteed. Now, the only news report that they could surprise me with a new injury for him is if they told me he dislocated eyebrow. And then I'd be like, all right, come on now, dog. Just tell me if you want some time off.
Like dead ass. Like, yeah.
Yeah. But the NBA is coming up and it's about to be in full swing, and we will give you guys a more in-depth report next week.
Yep.
But that's all we were looking to give you guys this week, and we hope that you guys enjoy your football tomorrow. We'll probably have this up late tonight going into tomorrow. But don't forget, like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. Do some of you guys actually think Derrick Henry can be a top 10 running back of all time? Me and Rob we're not so sure, at least not at this point in his career. Maybe he might have something left in the gas tank. We don't know. But until next time with you guys, this is Price, Rob, Brumigos Podcast. We about to go ahead and get up out of here. Rob, go ahead and take us out.
Good night, Canada. Good night, Taylor Swift. Good night, everybody. Hope y'all have a great, weekend. For some people they got a 3-day weekend. Some people had a 4-day weekend. Basically live it up. Like this probably gonna be our last good one. For a little minute. Granted, got Veterans Day and all that coming up too. So, hey, have fun. Get you some Dubby. I just got me my new tubs of Dubby, which I forgot to bring them up here for the recording. I'll bring them up here next week. But yeah, I got my hydration stuff. Like, yeah, and they've been good to me. And they keep me hydrated, keep me going, chasing these kids around. So Thank you to Dubby. Thank you for the partnership. And remember, get 10% off. Save yourself some money. Use that promo code BRAMIGOSPOD.
10%
just
off, you
save you some money. We love you and we love your money here at Bramigos Pod. So basically, yeah, do that for you. Do that for us. Get you some energy, dog.
Yeah. And we're out. Catch you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Bramigos Podcast. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.